This is the sound system as it's been redone. We did away with the upper little mixer that was sitting up here, so now all the audio control is literally from these knobs right here. So when you come in here to turn on the sound system to use it for a function, you would turn on the master power switch here, then you'll see the lights lighting up, okay? And then on the amplifier that we turn up, and we used to adjust audio in the back, all we do is we turn it on. We don't adjust anything. All the knobs have been removed, just to remind you that that's now how you turn on the audio, okay? You don't manipulate the audio from there. You strictly just turn the unit on from that. When we are done with our program, the first thing we would turn off would be this button here, and then turn off this one. Okay. For this example, we're going to use a wireless microphone. So you can see this is number 2. So I'll go up to number 2, turn on number 2, and then I'll clip on this microphone and turn it on as well. It's just the on button on the top. And then it should be going. As soon as I start talking, you'll notice on the mixer actually this lights up. Okay, that becomes the active channel. If there are several people that are talking at the same time, they will light up as well. If they don't talk, it'll actually turn itself off or turn itself down considerably. So if 3 microphones are being used, one person's talking, the other 2 will turn themselves down automatically until the person talks, and then they turn themselves back up. The other things that we have here, other than the wireless 1, 2, and 3, and wireless 1 and 2 are clip-on lavalier microphones. Wireless 3 is a handheld microphone. Then we had one called wired microphone. There is actually a jack in the wall if you wanted to plug in a microphone there. These 2 channels are not being used currently. And then the following one is the HPL computer, which is for all your PowerPoint type presentations, and plus YouTube and other video sources there. And then we have the Apple TV port or video port audio that's in the wall there. Most of the knobs, as you notice, will be like turned up to about 7 or the 2 o'clock position. That's optimum position. Any louder has a chance of feedback. This is the master volume for all these knobs. So if you need to turn up everything at the same time, that's the knob you would turn up. Right now it says it's at 0. 0 is actually uniform. That is perfect sound. You can see the little green lights lighting up. That says that sound is actually passing through here. You really don't want to go up, but if you have to, you have that ability. I prefer to keep it at 0. All the way left is off. 0 is optimum. All the way to the right is kind of turning things a little hot. Okay, the Apple TV, as long as it's in right around like a number 3 type of position on a volume knob, it will actually turn itself off. So you won't hear any of that weird digital sound that was piping through the sound system before. So you can actually leave the unit plugged in. If you unplug the unit, it'll be off. But basically, if it's up loud enough and I don't say anything, it lights up, and that's actually because it's hearing the digital weird artifact sounds that are piping through. So just keep it like that until you use it, or unplug it, and then bring it up to this position for a starting volume. Same goes for the HPL computer. You can keep it there and just forget about it. That should cover it. You can turn the volume up on the computer itself, or you can turn it up here if you still feel like you're not getting enough sound. Majority of the time, you're only going to be turning up the volume knobs over here on the left and ignoring the white one. So now I'll show you with the sound for the HPL computer, and then you'll see how that activates. So over here, turn it on. And as it's booting up, we'll go in the other room and see the screen. Alright, so here's the remote for the Panasonic projector. So I basically pointed at the projector, and this is in the program room. And just push the button, eventually it'll turn itself on. We've already turned on the computer, so we should see something on the screen shortly. Right now it's saying blue, it's a blue Panasonic screen. If it's not showing your computer, well, there it goes. It'll automatically find it, as you can see in the upper right-hand corner. If it doesn't seem to find it, you can try to choose the different input buttons on the remote control, as pictured here. So you can see the different input buttons, and try one, and then that should be able to find it. But automatically it should pop up. So now that we have the screen here, we'll go ahead and we'll call up some music. And with the remotes, you just need to make sure that they're in the on position. So then I take my little mouse, I'm going to go to Google Chrome, turn that on. And then I'm going to find just a YouTube video to play. And then we'll see how the settings are.
Oreo thins.
There you have it.
Now in salted caramel and coconut flavored cream.
It's coming through pretty strong and loud. You can always turn the volume up and down over here on the right-hand side, bottom, like you would on a regular computer. I'd say if you keep it right around 70, you're pretty good for most things, but if there are a lot of loud kids in here, you might need to pump it up a little bit louder. Now, looking at the mixer, as you can see here, the mixer is lit up. If I need to turn it up louder or not, I can just turn it up that way. But as you can see right here on the little meter over here, it's green. If for some reason it gets too loud, it will flash red occasionally, and that is considered limiting the sound. So preventing it from overloading. So right now the system is set up in such a way that it can push a lot of sound through it before you end up with any type of feedback issues, especially with the wireless mics. It's not going to feedback with the computer or the Apple TV, only with the wireless mics. Now I'm turning on my wireless mic number 2 again. You zoom out a little bit, or you got it all? Good. So as soon as I start talking, you can see wireless 2 just lit up. And if I don't talk and hold the microphone away, the light goes off. When that light goes off, what happens is it actually turns down the volume substantially, almost cutting it in half. But even as I get loud, you can see that the HPL computer remains on unless there's a pause in the music. And the only reason it's turning itself off, it assumes that it's done passing sound. The advantage of this, where it turns itself off or mutes itself, is considered what they call a gate, and it just prevents extra noise and background noise to kind of feed in on a microphone. It keeps everything nice and clean sounding. So just as a refresher, when you're operating the mixer, this needs to stay at 0, which is uniform at the 12 o'clock position, and then these are at 7 or the 2 o'clock position for optimal sound for wireless. And generally speaking, the Apple TV and the HPL computer are best at the noon position, just like this one. But then keep in mind that if there's nothing else turned on, the Apple TV does create some background noise and it might light up, and we don't want it to do that. Right now it's not happening, so it's not an issue, so everything's good. Now when we turn down the system, what we turn off first is the amplifier for the room. So we go up here on the wall, push that, now you don't hear any sound coming through the sound system. And then we just come over here to the master power and turn that off. And then after that, it's just a matter of turning off the projector and the TV, or the computer or the Apple TV, just the way you've turned it off in the past. And that's it in a nutshell.